Hey guys, what's going on? And welcome to a brand new Ordinary Men Who Fight Like Heroes podcast. I know it's weird, we're all kind of still getting used to it ourselves. I'm Chris Fearing here, and I'm joined around the table by...
Drunks and Dragons,
Ballistic Robot,
Dixie Wolf.
And here we are.
hooray!
It's been a long-ass time since we've done a fucking podcast.
That is correct. There have been some life changes for people. Chris is a doctor now, or something. I don't know. There's a picture of him on Facebook in scrubs, and Aaron was like, "What?" And I was like, "Maybe he's on Scrubs."
That's
Maybe
it.
he's
I was just auditioning for Scrubs.
Maybe he's a brain surgeon. Actually, no. Is there a story to go with said picture, or
There is a story to go with said picture. I have been unemployed for like the last 1.5 to 2 years. Except for like auctions and shit like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'd have coughed through that part, but go ahead.
But I finally got picked up by a medical place, an audiology place to be exact, and I am a medical technician.
Really?
So I drive around. We've got a truck that's got the lab in the back, and we do hearing tests for like big warehouses where machinery, and we actually have contracts, and we have to go places and get these tests run on these people. So they like. There's something now in the law that has it so unless places like that do annual hearing checks, an employee could sue them for saying, you guys like caused severe hearing loss for me. But since they do an annual check, they can see that it's gradual. And if there's an abrupt drop-off, it's like, it's not something we've done. That's on you. You can't sue us.
Gotcha.
So, but the cool thing is, the job... pays hours driving, pays hours of working in the truck. All of my hotel rooms are paid for. I have a set amount of money each day for meals.
Huh.
Insurance is covered. Everything like that. I did my first week of training this past week. We went to South Carolina.
Holy shit.
Drove 6 hours there, and it was funny because the guy I was training with, who is a combination, take 2 parts Will Sutherland, 1 part Drew and 1 part me, and put him into a dude named Chris.
Okay. I squeezed several colors of Play-Doh into this mold. I don't know what I got. It's maybe begging me for death. I don't know.
So we went down to Gaffney, South Carolina. So it was a 6-hour drive. But at the beginning, he was like, do you mind driving the whole 6 hours down? I was like, dude. And I told him about like our Centralia trip and our Jersey trip, and he's like, did that shit in 1 fucking day? And I was like, yeah, man.
Nice.
How else you gonna do it?
Yeah.
We fucking hit the road, went all the way down. I got fucking cooked on
Yeah.
that side because my arm was out the window
I
driving.
almost expected you to be like, I got a tattoo.
Yeah,
I don't know what it was saying.
You're lifting your shirt like, is there a tattoo
Oh
there?
yeah, for those of you at home, I lifted my shirt sleeve and my left bicep is like caked in like scaly skin sunburn. But so we got down to Gaffney. And it's funny because I was telling Drew about this, and the company like bought me 3 sets of scrubs, bought me a lab coat, and the lab coat I got.
They sound legit as hell. I mean, like, they sound really damn good.
Oh yeah, they look after their folks.
Yeah.
They look after their folks big time. But the lab coat I got was the last lab coat ABC Medical in town had in stock. That was from a company that was no longer making lab coats, and it was a lab coat company called Peaches. So I was like, okay, cool. My favorite fruit's peaches. I'll get this like lab coat. It fits nice. It's done by Peaches. First place we went, Gaffney, South Carolina. Peach farms as far as the eye can see. Water towers that look like peaches on the end of sticks. And when I texted Drew about the lab coat, he was like, man, I'm going to start calling you Peaches. I was like, this works too well. So we went and we did the first job, which granted... show up early in the morning. It was like a public works place. We park the truck. We plug everything up. Everything's set. They come in. There's like 4 closets back there. They put on headphones and shit. Get the hearing done and out. We got there at 8. We were done for the day by 10.
Yikes.
And so we started...
yikes in a good way. I
We
guess.
started driving around. We saw a fucking farmer stand on the side that was from a farm 5 minutes down the road. Peaches bigger than my fucking fist. That were like
shit.
homegrown, hand-picked. So we went there and they had like... cider, salsa, everything fucking homemade from peaches and apples and everything.
Peach salsa.
Yeah.
Have you ever had that shit, man?
No.
It's
good.
So good.
And now this is a savory salsa.
It's got sweet, but it's got enough tangy and tart to it And like everything is fucking gravy.
Yeah, it's kind of like
shit.
pineapple salsa, only more like peaches.
I've never even heard of pineapple salsa.
Good, man.
I love pineapple
Good, dude.
salsa.
Wow.
But we went there, we got some stuff, and we were like, "Where's your farm located?" Because we're also trying to branch out and do like smaller areas where they like use a lot of loud equipment. And so we fucking drive for the next 3 hours to 7 different places, and he's like, "I'm gonna show you how we do pitches." And he would take a folder, take a pamphlet, and pretty much explain what we do, why we do it, and hand them off. But it felt so much like fucking True Detective. It's not even funny. Because we get to the end of like dirt roads where there's like hardly anybody, and like the huge barns with the doors open where the equipment's stored. Nobody's there. It's all dark. Like we get out of I get out of either side of the truck. We're walking around. I'm following him. It's like this feels really weird. Out in the middle of the country, finding people's like, we're here from so and so and such, and we're looking to see if you guys need this or that.
Yeah, some weird company with.
And it was South Carolina, so it was all like down home, like hard working people. Nice. So it felt like super fucking True Detective.
Nice.
But we finished that shit up. The next day we had I think the next day I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning, so we could be there by 3:45, 4 o'clock, because they had like the first run of people were getting off of the graveyard shift that we had to test. And so then we had like a chunk of time in the middle of the day, and then we had to come back and get the people that were coming in for the next shift. Because it was a fucking warehouse that made the lock doors for post office boxes.
Interesting.
Indeed.
And that was in Malden, and then the last day we were in...
Those post office box doors are actually pretty swanky.
Oh, yeah. About it. And they we had a guy came in, and all he did was make the tumblers for the locks. Another guy came in, all he did was oversee like the dial making process. Wow. Another guy came in, and like he and his team like fucking hand cut and welded the doors.
Man, it sounds like you're gonna meet a lot of people who actually do some really precise like mechanical work.
Yeah,
that's pretty fucking cool.
And like the third day, we actually went to an adhesives plant, and we got there at like 6, and we were there until 4. And then we left to come home. And so 6-hour drive back, I got fucking 20 work hours in a single day. And they do fucking overtime.
Holy crap.
And here's the thing. From upstate New York down to Florida and all the way across to Nevada are where clients are.
Dude,
and every single one of those clients has like an annual job with us, so once a year. And they've even got ones for like higher up certain people in the military, so whenever they decide they want to get their hearing test done, like a few technicians will hop on a plane and go to fucking Germany or Italy for weeks at a time to like test all those people with equipment on site. So that's what I did this past week.
That sounds pretty good.
Super exciting news, new job, travel opportunities. I'm assuming the company pays for like your gas and food, so all of someone else's time.
Yeah, that's the best part. And since we've got a lot of downtime after jobs are done, I'm going to try to find like tourist trap kind of spots, places that are haunted, places where like certain monsters have been seen apparently, and shit like that, and go around and like try to get like footage of these locations and shit like that.
Yeah. Location scout for future trips.
Hell yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Because he was like, what's a place you'd like to go to? And I was like, I wouldn't mind going back to Centralia. And he's like, what's that? And so I explained the whole thing to him, and that we had gone, and I really wanted to go back and see it like under darker weather conditions. Yeah. Because it was sunny with families walking around and shit.
Yeah, that was the weirdest part, but it was still like, it made the, like, it was fun to be out there.
Oh, no joke, man.
No, yeah.
Even because of the weather as well.
Breathing that smoke.
But yeah.
I still have this unopened pack of the fucking breath masks. Like the filters.
That's right, we fucking geared up to go there.
I've got like that, and like I've got things set aside, like
stuff.
I'll have my knife, my nightstick, and these breathalyzer things.
I brought a gun.
Full of like matches. Like we were ready to solve puzzles and do real Silent Hill shit. And so Silent Hill was like the most metal thing of all. Nothing! And then nothing happen. We were too prepared. If we had just showed up with like half a bottle of drinking water and then like half, like 30% on our cell phones for power, nightmare shit would have happened.
Yeah,
it would have happened. We were like too prepared, and it decided no.
Yeah.
Oh, the last thing, I asked him about like, well, what do we do for like tolls and stuff. Because I wouldn't mind going back to Jersey, but like, woe befall me to pay for any fucking tolls. And he leaned past me and was like, dude, look at the fucking window. And they have an easy pass. The company just gets automatically billed for tolls. We just take the fucking fast lane through tolls. Woo! So it's like, I don't have to worry about them anymore. Fuck you, tolls.
Yeah, it is fuck you tolls for that.
$13 tolls, fucking $10 tolls, fucking 50 cents toll. The fee is like fucking $100. $50.
Shit.
Oh my god. It's insane.
So what's been going on with you guys?
I got to play in the worship band with the new church I'm at.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Good shit, dude.
Yeah, and I've been playing the acoustic guitar for that. So that's been cool. That's been cool because I've been trying to learn it as I could play. But, you know, it's been fun because I actually didn't remember I had enough experience with it playing other songs.
So
'Cause I've
all
got,
of a
like-
sudden you're like, I'm just magically good.
Because I've got footage
Not
of
as
you-
bad as I thought.
I got footage of you from the Sound House playing the "Attracted to Us"
I
song.
was just playing that today.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
Oh, I can play.
Oh, don't stop me from playing this guitar.
What about you, Dexy Wolf? What have you been up to? We're going around in the circle, apparently.
Okay.
Like, just you pass it off.
Well, quit my job, which
Nice.
stuff was going on.
All right, only 3 of us can hold jobs at one time.
Well, I got one that's. I'm waiting to go back next week for another one, and I got a girlfriend. So
Good stuff, man.
Fantastic.
Got out of a shitty job, got a girlfriend, got prospects. Good stuff, dude.
Good show. I also have a girlfriend in this long span of time.
Aaron, what reality are we in?
I don't fucking know, but I'm not sure I like
Everyone's now like,
I was gonna say,
who are you?
He
What
would
is-
be sitting here single. Justin and Terry have a girlfriend.
it. This ain't cool.
Chris and Aaron's like, what did we step into? What's happening? Is this a joke? Is this a conspiracy?
Why does this
It is not a
happen to me?
conspiracy.
Oh, no, finish your shit, but I got some that goes along those lines.
Shit.
But no, yeah, I got a girlfriend now for about a month. So I'm giving a shout out to my girlfriend because I told her that we were going to be doing some podcasting sometime soon. So hello, Amber. I'm sure you're listening to this.
Dude, who's Amber?
Slap. I'm sure you are listening to this like a week later.
Thanks for the views.
Justin does this all the time. You should hear the other podcast where he says shouts out to like his other chicks.
You're awful.
You said it, not a damn to.
You're awful. Both of you are fucking awful. You're also terrible. I also have like a secret shout out. This will mean nothing to no one. This doesn't even really mean anything to me. It's like, what the fuck am I reading?
Hey, whoa. Don't you fucking utilize our fucking bread and butter to shout out to somebody else.
No, this quite literally is going to sound like something to activate like Rusky agents hiding in South Dakota or something like that.
Okay.
It's just like, my thighs are hot for goat felons.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 3-Man Podcast. I'm here with Aaron and Derek. What the fuck, dude?
I have no idea.
That is gross. We have never said gross things. You had to take it to that level?
Yes. And also, back up, what? We've never said gross things. We say gross.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're curious, check out our Valentine's Day podcast.
Oh, God, don't.
It was edited.
Oh, yeah, that's
It was
true.
edited down. I cut out all that extra shit.
No.
Some non-flash.
That's the great thing about fucking podcasts. We get to be really honest. And it hurts. You said something you a little bit wine, yeah.
So we're driving around in like downtown fucking South Carolina, and this dude is like Drew in this point where he's like, "Oh man, we're done for the day. Take my phone and like if by any means you're fucking listening to this, other Chris, like this is just a voice that I do for like super athletic guys. Don't feel bad. You should hear my impression of my cousin Drew." But or the time he's shit in a raincoat. But he's like, check my phone and see what's around here. Something we can do. And so I'm like scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, there's a fucking there's a railroad museum. There's a bunch of these other shops. There's a state park, and he's like, oh, there's a state park. Let's go take a hike. And so we're going there, and I'm just like in my mind, I'm just like, I guess I'm doing this today. So we get to the state park. he gets out and hops in the back lab and like fucking changes his clothes. He comes out in like his sneakers, his basketball shorts, a tank top, hat, sunglasses, one of those like knapsacks with the pull strings and shit like that over his shoulders. And I get out and I've got my camera and jeans and a t-shirt, and he's like, dude, do you need shorts? Is that what you're going with? And I'm like, this is what I wear, man. I'll be all right. And so for the next 2 hours, we just fucking hiked around this park. Granted, it was all right. It wasn't too bad, but like just that. And then later when we're driving, I've been driving with the radio off because I had no CD player, and I just cruised along, listened to the fucking roaring ass wind because there's no AC in the truck. So we're driving around downtown. He's driving, and he's like, man, we need to find like a radio station. And he's like searching around, and he like fucking like, cool, found one. And like cranks it up all the way where it's like, now I'm going to have hearing loss. The first song that pops up was a song that's like, I don't care if you're alive or if you're dead, I don't care. And like, that's the song, and he's fucking singing every word. And I'm just like, oh my god. Like, I'm sitting there like leaning kind of slightly out the window of the passenger seat. The next fucking song starts up. I don't recognize it at first. And he's like, oh man, I remember when this shit came out. I saw the music video. It was the first time I ever heard this song. Crawling in my skin. He's singing along to all of it. And I look out the window and smile. And I'm just like, if everyone could be in this truck with me right now. Holy shit. And he's like, he is fucking jamming the shit out over there. Like he was in the fucking video to begin with. He is all kinds of into it. I'm just sitting over there like... But it was a radio station with all that kind of music.
It reminds me of when we recently saw... Me and Aaron and Seth went and saw Thrice.
Yeah.
Live. They've come back if... Somehow someone knows who Thrice is, but then also just doesn't know that they're back.
Comeback tour?
Comeback tour. I don't know what you want to call it. Whatever. For their new album. And there was a band preceding them named La Dispute. And it was the best because they're like kind of punk rock band. And I was catching parts of the lyrics and it was like super specific situations. I was like, wow, I don't know if this dude's describing his life or if this is how he writes songs. But there's one guy in the crowd who is like, literally like, I bet if someone whipped out a gun and went to shoot the lead singer, that dude would eat the gun with the force of his zealousness for this band. Because this guy was he's like right next to me. Yeah. And he's singing the lyrics. And it's like, oh, he's here for La Dispute rather than Thrice probably. Or maybe he likes, but he's definitely here for them. But he's singing the lyrics. He's turning around singing lyrics to us. I'm like, should I watch this guy? He's much closer to the actual band.
He was bizarre, man.
Fucking turning and singing lyrics to
like
you guys.
The guy...
Yeah, like just singing to the crowd, just singing to everybody.
The super hardcore La Dispute fans were like right up front. So this dude could quite literally swing the microphone like a census, like he's in fucking church, like with the smoke coming out of it and everything. Like just
he tried
over the
multiple
crowd.
times to try and crowd surf and almost like biffed and hit the damn railing. It was so funny.
One guy jumped up on stage and almost tackled him, and that guy was pulled off.
Yeah.
But the best part of his songs was the stop.
Yeah.
Like, quite literally, he'd be like, he's behind the mic, he's in the middle of the scene, he's like, ah, thank you. Like, right on the dime, stop, thank you. And then immediately turn, and he's like adjusting some volume, and while he's talking to the crowd, he's like, thank you, everybody, for showing up.
He never once talked to the crowd, would turn facing them. He was always back turned doing something. Or like, I don't know what.
Turn around, sing, super, super energy-filled performance.
Super white boy dance moves.
Super white boy dance moves. And then, like right at the pitch of the apex of, like, screaming, an immediate, thank you. And then stop. Like, done.
That sounds
Song
like a fucking
stops.
SNL skit,
Like,
man.
It
could have been.
It happened twice. And I, like, turned to Aaron, and I'm able to get over the din. Dude, it's like he's playing the same joke on us, and we just keep falling for this. It made us laugh. Yeah. Like, it did make us legit, like, laugh. Because we're like, holy shit! He just stopped right there on a dime.
The fact that he would, the fact that he would abruptly stop in the middle of these notes and then, like, turn... Thank you guys for coming out.
Thank you. And then duck down. He's like adjusting the volume thing.
It was bizarre, man. And that was one of those other moments where we were just like, we might not survive this night, or at least it felt like to me that
the crowd was like
too Too much mosh.
It was like there wasn't a mosh pit in the center like the last time I saw Thrice at the same venue, which is the Norva in Norfolk. Instead, it was like the entire crowd had like a general murmur of like rowdiness a little bit, and there were some people that were more enthusiastic than others. We got pushed like forward. We were like
first.
How do they do rows in these concerts?
It's kind of it's just like people standing in a vague spacing, but like we were getting crushed, and there was this like one chick that was like slammed up, not slammed, but like pressed against Seth's back, and she was like on something because she's like whispering in his ear and kind of like grinding on him, and he's like, "Well, what the fuck?"
I didn't hear that story.
Come on and
like
slam.
she was like there, and then like
jam.
I remember she like was drifting over closer to me. This is like what months back or whatever. And I'm like,
good
what the
save.
fuck is? I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Yeah, good save. Yeah, like this is months back.
Yeah,
and I'm like, who is this person? But like some guy weaves through the crowd, and he's like, "All right, come on, no, don't do that," and just like kind of like guides her away. And I don't know if like she was on something or just crazy or what. But some handler came by and was like, "All right, no, don't molest anybody. Go on."
And then there was also that fight that almost happened.
The fight that almost happened,
yeah,
like between some chick and some dude, and it was like.
I was close enough to hear just, like, the chick had the boyfriend with her, and she was like, and he was like about to like punch the other guy, and he was like, ask her what she did, or something like shit.
Yeah, and then like, they have this argument like 2 feet from me while Thrice is on stage singing Don't Leave, or some other lyrics akin, while they have like their breakup and she leaves, and I'm just like, I don't know whether I'm doing this concert or this irony more, but like, I'm just like, man, this is some real shit. This is like a real concert. People diving off stage and getting tackled. Yeah. Actual fights and like drama. Motherfuckers losing their minds. I'm like, wow, this was something. Maybe next time I'll just hang out in the balcony where it's calmer and watch and survey this nightmare.
Yeah, it was kind of torture in some ways, just being like, I'm squashed, and you're just staring up at like the people.
Man. I forgot to like.
The people I forgot on the balcony just hanging down, looking down at you like, man, that's gotta suck.
I forgot to apologize to the guys in front of me and tell them that it's like, you gentlemen have very comfortable backs, and I'm very sorry I got very familiar with them. Because we were pressed so hard, I'm like, I'm either going to die or be embedded in this man's spinal cord, and they're going to have to fucking take us to the hospital and fusion cut us like apart. Because like,
holy shit.
Yeah, it was intense.
Yeah, like I was sore afterwards. I'm like, okay, that was the best aerobics grapple class ever.
You need to get like front row in the balcony and show up dressed as Joaquin Phoenix from Gladiator with the fucking like leaf crown and just sit up there and surveil this shit.
Now, I remember last time was a little bit like definitely friendlier and somehow tamer, even though there was a mosh pit in the center. Because I remember looking back and seeing everyone's moshing, and in the middle, this one arm raised, this pair of sandals in his hand. This guy's like, whose sandals are these? It's like jostled around. It's like someone lose sandals. There was like one chick that got like super pass out drunk, like right even before like Thrice came out, and they had like basically everyone's like, all right, clear side, and they like body surfed her away or whatever. Like it was somehow a more tamer. But there was like this center mosh pit, but everyone was like somehow bros.
Who were the openings to that concert? Because it sounds like all the crazy people at this one were there to watch fucking La Fiesta or whatever the name was.
Okay, for the most recent time, it was La Dispute and Gates. Mm-hmm. Gates was really good. They had a nice. I like their guitarist guy.
Yeah,
they
had
I could
a good
definitely.
sound.
Yeah, like it was weird. Like some of the sound mixing
genre.
for the.
It was kind of like almost melodic.
Progressive kind of. I'm not really sure where to like throw it, but like
somewhere near.
That sounds cool.
It was. They had a really good guitarist. The sound mixing was a little weird on some of the equipment, and I don't blame the bands. I blame
hearing it on YouTube. I like
like hearing it on YouTube. Yeah, like but I could still pick out like the guitarist what he was doing, and he was doing it really well. It was nice. Last performance though, when I went to the Norva and saw them, it was their farewell tour. Thrice was had bands, the warm-up bands or whatever you want to call it. I can't remember what it's called now. They had Animals as leaders, and they had Oh Brother. What?
That's that band you listen to in a dark clearing in the middle of the woods in the middle of the night when you're about to kill yourself.
Yeah. I really
played songs for me from them, and that's just what it sounds like.
No, it does. That's why I said good Lord, because funny.
It's funny too, because like, man, I love Oh Brother. They're really good. Fucking listening to
as you like fucking toss a noose over your shoulder and walk out the front door.
Animals as Leaders was good to listen to, but like, and they had some really devoted fans that were there, and people wanted to like rock out, but like their shit was too weird. They would abruptly like change into completely different like sounding shit with their songs. So people would be like moving their heads, they start to move, and then all of a sudden like slow down, hold up, the
like
entire
the beat
tempo,
and pace
yeah,
and
the
everything
tempo,
changed.
everything transforms, and you're stuck there like half bobbing your head, half going like, I mean, what are they fucking doing? Like half listening, like. It was certainly interesting. I'm not gonna
Cerebral metal.
It was cerebral indeed.
Yeah.
Oh Brother was really good. They were all really good. All the bands really were good. Like I haven't seen an opening band for Thrice where I'm like, nah. Like
You said the other one, Gates.
Yeah.
Was that the melodic one?
Yeah.
Okay.
La Fiesta, which is now what I'm going to call it.
yes.
I said no to that, but that's because it just didn't like.
I was going to say, aside from the jokes, it sounds like it would have been just like fucking annoying as shit.
Yes.
Like the situation, it's like, I can't even tell if I like this music or not because I hate the situation. I hate this place.
What is it? Thrice takes the stage. Fucking lead singer's guitar, I love it. It's got that spot where like the fucking paint is worn away. You just see wood. It like concaves where his hand has been there, I guess, so often.
Yeah.
That like it quite literally perfectly hides. I didn't even know there was anything going on with
That's
his guitar.
cool.
Then when he moved his hand, I'm like, oh shit, I just see wood. Where it's been like smoothed around there. I'm like, wow.
So
Must
wait,
have had that shit forever.
was there anybody in the crowd that left after any of the opening acts?
Oh,
That
yeah.
it's
Okay,
already,
okay.
okay.
I know the live dispute people, all the people we had in front of us got out of the way. That's why we were able to. There was room and we got pushed forward.
Okay, cool.
They were there for a lot of dispute and a lot of fiesta, and then they left.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Thrice,
I mean, that gets them out of the way. You
Thrice
can
got
enjoy
up there,
Thrice.
and they had like
Yeah.
I want to say they somehow had a really poignant set. Like they played a lot more of their like somehow slightly darker songs, or songs that reflected more on like today's chaotic and wacky times. I want to say, and they played stuff from their new album.
Yeah, I haven't listened to a lot. Wait, no, I think I have. I can't remember how much of the new album I've listened to, but it seemed like they didn't play a huge amount from that.
Well, there's only but so many songs because there's like a lot of other songs, and then there are a lot of songs that people are like definitely expecting them to play.
Right.
Like they are not gonna get up on stage and not do "Artist in the Ambulance."
Yeah.
Like they're not gonna, leave out. I'm trying to think of another one. They're not
know
gonna
the
think
people
of "Dust
we
and
talked to-
Nations" and a
yeah.
few. Like there's a couple songs they're definitely gonna play.
Of course.
The people we talked to on the way out were like, "Wow, they didn't play that. They didn't play that. They didn't play that."
It was like only like 2 or 3 or whatever. I think it was like "Paper Tigers" and I can't remember.
Yeah,
one
that's
of
the
the
one I
other songs.
remember. And I don't remember the others.
They also "Image of the Invisible" gets played.
Nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
Fucking it's like it's gonna get rowdy as soon as like the fucking opening things for Image of the Invisible
Oh,
starts.
yeah.
It's like, oh shit.
The fucking beeps and shit.
Yeah, like fucking when they fucking start with the drums, like oh here it comes. And there's a couple other songs like that where there's a little bit of a slow start. Of Dust and Nations is like that because it's got a slow guitar start. Once that starts, the opening notes, like everyone starts like yeah, and then it's like you realize they're getting ready for that climb and then that descend into like stuff, and it's like get ready. You slowly brace your body the whole way through, and then when it starts, like it gets really loud and like kicks off, then you know. And your body will know. You'll know for sure. Even if you were stone deaf, you would know. Because it's like... And then fucking... Welcome to a washing machine full of fucking people. A washing machine full of sweaty people that have been standing for 3 hours.
You talking about that just makes me like picture. You talking about if you could hear it even if you're stone deaf. You guys are at the next concert and like just abruptly in the middle of a song, I walk in with the scrubs and the lab coat, leading some dude in like coveralls along, and it's like I hold up a sign that says, "Can you hear this?" And he like looks it up at them, looks at me, and shakes his head no, and I check it down and like lead him back out.
Full circle. I like
Full circle.
Full circle.
I love circles. Just stop.
Like
Look
a
at
abrupt
me.
stop.
Like I ruined the joke.
Thank you guys for coming out to the podcast. So what's been going on with you other than job stuff, Derek? Been playing anything new? So you're
Actually,
playing DC Universe.
Yeah, not much has been going on with me really. Just but yeah, DC Universe is good. It's got its powers, it's got its stuff.
Haven't you been playing Final Fantasy X and X2?
More X2 than 10, but
No, the stuff I've seen of X2 looks like it'd be fun to play with like the different jobs and shit like that.
that's what got me interested. Why I like it better than 10. Storyline maybe not so much, just the fact that it's quick.
Like faster paced combat.
Faster paced fighting in the job thing is, but 10 has a better storyline than X2.
10's got all right.
Oh man, do you remember the City of Heroes? You used to have that.
Yeah,
That was a while ago.
That was a PC game, wasn't it?
yeah. I was telling
Like
them
one of the online.
That
games?
was
Yeah.
on Derek's computer that was in the corner next to his bed in his
Yeah.
room in the old house.
I was telling them about it one day, and I double XP'd from 1 to 50 one Friday with the same team.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that.
Holy shit, man! 1 to fucking.
How do you do
50?
that in an MMO?
Like, we all just decided, like, oh, we need a team of 6 anyway, so we just stay together.
I mean, man, sometimes that shit can work. If you got people in the game that know what they're doing, that are like powerful enough to take the brunt of attacks and shit.
Yeah.
We may have had, like, 1 or 2 people switch out throughout the middle thing, but then, like, the main leaders that were there stayed throughout the whole thing.
Nice. You get to say you're a part of the entire team. It feels like you're part of a superhero group's career at that point.
Yeah.
Just like it's us, and then sometimes our members switch out when different artists or writers come in, and then or like popular demands they need like one of those gun sword guys with the bandoliers and that weird kind of headband that's got the sideburn guards. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Like one of those weird helmets. Like the top of your head and your face are still exposed. What are you defending?
I don't even think it's a helmet.
It's like a weird headband with sideburn things. I don't even know.
I'm defending my brow and my sideburns.
You know which guy I'm talking about. There's a guy that
There's a guy in 90s X-Men that's in X-Force.
Yeah.
That has the flowing hair and wears like, it's brown, it comes down either side, and like his eyes are solid white and have like the shadow of black that's almost being cast down. And he's like a big fucking buff dude.
Gambit has that shit too.
Gambit's got the
Gambit just
mask
has a
that's
shitty
got
ski
like
mask.
he's got the mask that like shows his
goes
face and the
down.
top of his hair.
But it's just like, no, I want it cut out completely. I just want to see my whole face.
I think Hawkeye has that too.
But you're buying this huge hood. Oh, my face. It needs, and fucking, you know what? The hell with this top. I need my hair to breathe. Okay, so you're just completely defeating the purpose. Cut the mask!
Cut the mask, man.
And while we're at it, cut like weird fingers from my gloves that don't make sense when you look at the gloves. Because like missing like the middle and pinky on one, and then like the trigger and ring on the other.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
He's got he does not have fingerless gloves. He has gloves that have fingers, but just in different spots. So he can still like touch shit to activate his power, but it doesn't make sense. Like if I was designing Gambit gloves, it would be like missing half of the trigger and middle, and then like half of the thumb, because that would be where you'd be grabbing shit to throw it.
That would make sense.
But no, just like, oh, maybe he just wants to go like, dude, with his pinky and blow something up at some point if he gets bored.
Speaking of fingers and stuff, I have a weird segment.
Go for it, man.
I remember
weird segment.
just reading this today on the MTG Reddit, where
What's
there's
MTG Reddit?
It's from Magic.
It's Magic the Gathering.
I know. Go ahead.
But
Is Doctor Who in there too?
they apparently like the creator, or the head honcho of Magic, even has gone like he pretty much describes a lot of things in terms of like the 5 colors of Magic, and apparently he's even
7.
done this for the 5 fingers on your hand, and he says like, okay, so you have your thumb, the green thumb, green. You have index finger. Well, index is a blue card, so it's blue, I guess. you have the middle finger, which you, of course, use to flick people off and say, I'm going to, I want to kill you, black. Then you have the ring finger, which is, marriage, contracts, that kind of thing, so it's white. Then you have the pinky finger, which is just the one that's left, so it's red, I guess.
I was going to add.
Yes. But it's supposed to be the most creative, the one you have the most, I don't remember the exact argument, but
Interesting.
yeah.
I mean, that's cool though. I always like it when people like apply things to other things to explain it. It just it makes it more fun and diverse.
It
This would
definitely
be my
does.
symbol.
Derek's flipping us off, for those of you at home that can't see, but he's flipping us off with his ring finger. You said you had Dark Tower shit you want to talk about.
Yeah, I'm glad I got to bring that one up too.
Actually,
Is it
no.
about the
You said
image they
this was the
released?
No, I'm not sure what image
No,
you're talking
mine would be this.
Have
one.
you seen
for Jake?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I did see that, but that's not what I was going to talk about. The one for Jake is actually pretty cool, just because it makes me hope that they actually go through with his ending in the book, in the first book, because that'd be pretty
The
amazing.
quote they use.
Yeah.
But, like, the picture itself looks like it's fucking Speaking Demon.
No, yeah. So that's
It's like the hole in the wall with the hand coming out.
yeah, and I'm sure that they're definitely they have the house from that scene in the third book in this movie. So it makes me wonder if maybe they're going to save the thing that happens to Jake in the first book for a later movie, which that'd be pretty messed up.
Man, yeah, what if they don't even follow it? Maybe the thing that happens to Jake fucking comes out of nowhere in a completely different area.
That'd be cool
Since
too.
it's like another one of his journeys to the tower.
Yeah, and ultimately that's kind of where Jake's story ended in the books. I mean, unless you count Susanna's ending, which is kind of like a cheat way of looking at it, I guess. But anyway, the thing I was going to talk about is there's actually I was on another Reddit and they talked about on the Dark Tower Reddit
Nice.
how come Blaine is a pink train, and they were like, yeah, even in the books, Eddie points out, man, they got the colors wrong, like because they had Patricia the blue train and Blaine the pink train, and they were like, well, I think there might be something to that, and they actually they read into the backstory that was given for Blaine in the book, where it's basically like, yeah, he has a suicidal tendency. He was he also helped Patricia end her life, but he also has a weird inner voice that's smaller than him that you hear sometimes, like when they first go in the train, they call it Little Blaine.
Yeah.
And that's the like child's voice, they call it in the train that also helps them. The theory is that Blaine somehow switched bodies and actually took over Patricia's body after he killed himself somehow. So that would be why. And then there's just the only other thing that kind of gives credence to this is just that they said Stephen King always names his characters like very exactly, very literally. And when you look at Blaine, you see Blue Train. But I don't know. It was just a cool, weird, like...
That's really actually kind of awesome.
Yeah, it makes you think.
Because he's got that, like fiercely intelligent AI that would, I wouldn't put it past him to have done something like that.
Yeah. And if they did it, it was really damn subtle. Because, like, I know as a kid, I was thinking about this theory, but I didn't really think it was, like, there was enough evidence for it. But now, looking at it today, I'm like, maybe there is.
I was thinking maybe it's just because the train, I remember way back then, I was just like, maybe the train's just different from the book because, like that little kid's book or whatever they fucking had, just because,
there's also
just because, it just turns out the real version is way more nightmarish and weird.
Yeah.
There's always that possibility.
God, I almost fucking forgot about that kid's book he finds.
No.
Where it's like, oh, look, it's a bunch of happy kids on a train. Wait. And he takes a closer look, and they're, like, screaming and crying and shit.
The author of that, Beryl Evans, showed up at Comic-Con this year. It was Stephen King giving out signed copies of that book. I was like, what?
Holy shit, man.
They don't get enough of, come on, it's killing me. Oh, man, that'd have been awesome.
Yeah.
I'm leaning back, I got a shot to be heard.
Even I would have gotten to do that. I don't read horror books.
Merry Christmas.
Derek, you don't read any books unless they're drawn by Japanese people.
or American people.
Or American people. That's true.
I do read
you do dabble in American comics as well.
I do comic books and graphic novels.
Derek, you just said doo-doo.
Yes, I did.
I would appreciate you keep that potty mouth language off of the podcast. So, have you heard any...
Mr. P.
What?
The letter P.
For what?
I said yes, Mr. P.
Who's Mr. P?
I don't know. You just said the potty mouth. So.
Am I funny to you? Am I like a clown?
Stab him in the throat repeatedly with a pen.
Have you heard anything else about the Dark Tower movie itself?
Not especially important stuff. I mean, did you guys read the article I linked to?
I didn't read the article, but I saw you said at some point in like later October we're supposed to get like a trailer or something like that.
Yeah. We're supposed to get footage from.
Oh yeah,
an
it might
event
not be a
holding.
trailer. It might just be footage.
Yeah, but the other thing was there's
What's up with
an
that?
ARG game they're playing now for the Dark Tower. Where I don't know what it does, but yeah, it's weird. The other article I was talking about that I tried to link to you guys was somebody found like there's an app that you can get on your phone that's called the Sombra app, where you can use it to look through like images, like the things that what's his name, Idris Elba and McConaughey have tweeted.
Yeah.
You can look at those through the app, and they have like weird distortions and crazy shit going on.
What?
Yeah, it's awesome. But they have like the magazine I got apparently has more stuff you can look at through the app and see this. And they were like, this is an official thing they're doing, but there's also weird fan stuff that's showing up right now. People are also kind of just making stuff for their own fun. Like there's a North Central Positronics website that's not official, but somebody made it recently. Other stuff like that. And then somebody also found a business card in the middle of Kansas in a bookstore that said like Richard Sayer or something like that, which is an alias of Flag, has a number you can call and is linked to Sombra. But they were like, well, maybe it's real, maybe it's not. So they listed the number, showed the picture of the card, and you call it. They called it, and they said they got a recording of a little girl reading the poem from that Mandarin has. See the Turtle of Enormous Girth. And I was like, holy shit, I can call this? So I did. I called that shit, and about an hour later, I get a text back that says some weird thing that's just like, query response, look for, what is it, Shiloh, North Carolina, or something like that. And I'm like, what? Do I need to go there? I don't, it was CoinJock, actually. But, so...
Want to go to CoinJock?
I'm like, I don't know what this is about, but this is weird. And then I looked on the forums, to see if anybody else had done it, and they were like, yeah, this may not be real, but you can type in the word yes, and then it'll like give you a response that says thank you for your contributions to the tower or something weird like that. And I was like,
holy shit!
I kind of want to send it. but
Makes me wonder like what's in those places. Like they texted you.
Yeah,
That's fucking crazy, man.
it is.
I'm still kind of wigged out at the fact that we're getting it in February in theaters, and we're not even getting a trailer or even footage until October of the year before.
Well, I'm sure they just finished wrapping the filming of it, if they haven't already.
That's still fucking weird. Like we were talking about that a while back. It's like February release date.
I know.
Let's finish
not
filming
much
in like
time.
fucking August of the year before.
Yeah. And then there's a whole bunch of good, like, apparently, like, bigger movies that might be coming out around the same time. Which means if this movie is any good, it's still going to have to do better than those movies to even warrant a sequel.
Man, we'll still go see it.
Oh, yeah.
We'll still go see it. It'll
I
still,
know.
like, even if it's, like, fucking awful, it'll still be good in some respect to us.
Yes, exactly. We can still pick out stuff that we
And
like.
it's like, we just saw The Dark Tower on the movies.
Yeah.
It'll be fucking dope.
It's like seeing Star Wars in the movies.
Yeah, that's right. We got another Star Wars movie coming out.
Yep.
We got lots of shit.
Did you,
Mockingjay.
I think we already talked about this. About young Lando Calrissian for the Han Solo movie?
Who do they have? Do they actually have Donald Glover? Because I heard that he wanted to be in it.
That's their first choice.
Really?
They ended up getting their first choice to play young Han Solo. So everybody's like, oh, cool, he's going to be young Lando. And if you look at him, it's like, that motherfucker could be young
He
Lando.
looks like him. That's legit, man. Holy shit.
And the, speaking of which, and this is like, you guys to come up with at some point if you're on the lookout for something. We went by a fucking used bookstore in Greenville, South Carolina. And, like, so if you guys are looking for any obscure books or anything like that, let me know. I found 2 fucking supplement game books for Deadlands.
Nice.
One of which that was all about outlaws and bounty hunters, and one of which had, like, a shit ton of stuff about vehicles and making a Mad Max-style world in Deadlands. And then I also got the first printing hardcover of Shadows of the Empire. So I was like, but I didn't get the Deadlands books, but I saw them. So if you guys
Nice.
are like looking for like obscure books or anything like that, just let me know and I'll eyeball them if I find a used bookstore. But speaking of weird apps, I found an app that's called Soapstone
Ha!
that you can like it pulls up a map of the area you're in, and you'll actually see like the scribble that you can faintly see on the ground in the Dark Souls games, and you can tap on it, and it's just messages people will leave.
Whoa,
Like
really?
like service here okay, food's pretty good.
Huh.
Or like careful when you're going here, and or just fucking messages people leave.
So it turns your life into Dark Souls.
Yes, it turns your life into Dark Souls for the extent of leaving messages and like being able to read messages other people leave. And I was just like, that's fucking cool.
That is fucking cool.
Oh, keep playing in real life. I'm sitting there in my costume with my phone, like reading messages.
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a YouTube person that does that now.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think it's been out for
Just
a while.
leave the typical Dark Souls shit.
God damn it.
Leave the typical Dark
Try
Souls
read
shit. Be wary of left.
Oh, and something to finish us out for the day. We also saw the DLC trailer for Dark Souls 3.
Yeah.
It's the dopest.
The Ashes of some A name.
Some name, Adriel or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Aridran.
No.
Yeah. Oh, adrenaline,
Adderall.
Adderall. But
Asphyxiation.
looks like there's a giant zombie guy that fights with the Lord Vessel. That looked cool.
Yeah.
And I like the guy with the moose horns on his helmet in the woods.
Who looks like he fights like the guy from the old
Weird
Hunters
bonded
DLC.
scene.
Or it looks like the Hunt Master of Phil's for magic people.
Well, what made you freak out, Aaron, at the beginning of the trailer when he's going across that bridge holding the
Oh,
torch?
it looks like the Painted World.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I'm wondering if
I'm wondering how they're going to find the transition to get from where you are in in the zones to there.
Yeah.
it could be. It could just be something as simple as
Just going out a back way.
the painted world for Dark Souls 1.
Yeah, but
where you go back and find an item, and then you go to a specific spot in a cutscene place.
Yeah, but I'm hoping for like an actual physical world connection somewhere.
Yeah.
Like you go somewhere.
Yeah,
like in Dark Souls 2's World Connections.
I hear there's some area in Dark Souls 3 that could work as a nice hub for DLC, but I don't know where exactly.
Like I currently went to Archdragon Peak, which is something I didn't do my first playthrough with my Pyromancer now, and that place is fucking hard, but it looks cool as shit. Especially getting like the dragon stones.
Oh yeah, that turn you into a dragon person.
Yeah, I got the twinkling dragon torso stone.
You just turn into like a naked gray-skinned dragon guy with a dragon head and like curled horns, and you can do you do like that, and a giant like fucking holographic dragon head appears and breathes a fucking jet of fire, and like all the shit you do is like exemplified when you're in that.
Still not as good as that C-130.
Oh god damn it! What was it? You've been invaded by?
Yeah, I think it was a C-130. Or some kind of...
someone fucking flying, dropping bombs and shit.
Yeah.
Damn it!
Now the place is super epic though. It is probably the highest point in the game.
It is the highest point in the
elevation
game.
wise. It's the
But
highest
it just
point.
like it looks fucking cool.
It is fucking boss.
Dude.
Bright ass daylight.
Bright as daylight too. That's
Blue,
the thing.
clear sky.
Wow.
Like feels oriental in the way the mountains are structured and set up.
Whoa.
But it's got like a ruined like castle temple area with like a huge like fucking like domed almost cathedral area.
And the most gnarly motherfuckers.
Oh yeah,
Those fucking dudes that have axes on chains are just like, yeah, we're getting
giant
it around.
snake-headed guys that just like
The fuck?
are fucking like relentless.
The serpent
in their
men who
fucking
like,
attacks.
I'm gonna summon some dudes, so they summon in like fake hollow motherfuckers. I just like hear the invasion noise, and then they're coming out of the ground, and they'll do this infinitely until you kill them.
Yeah,
And those guys respawn like when you rest at a bonfire.
Sounds
So
like
it's
bullshit.
it's bullshit, but like it's a fucking great challenge because that's like a place you can only access near the end of the game if you don't know what
you
you're
want to
doing.
access it near the end of the game.
And it's got the
Gotcha.
flat out hardest boss in that entire game, which is the nameless king.
Really?
Rides some big fucking dragon.
Kill
thing
the dragon,
with a
then
full
fight him.
HP bar, and then
Okay.
it's like, oh cool, the dragon's dead. Oh, now you have to fight him, and this is like 10 times worse.
And he's some silly he's some silly two-shot motherfucker that doesn't stop. And then like
The worst part about his arena, though, to me, is that like the way it's structured is like you're floating in an endless chasm of like storm clouds. You have like you do not see the ground you're walking on. You're just walking in midair, and for me, that fucked up like depth perception to seeing him because he's like fucking 15 feet tall. And he has like moves that like yeah, and he just fucking like bull rushes you.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. That
But
feeling
it's like
in the abyss kind of like areas.
Yeah, but the
where you
worst
just
part
can't
probably
judge
can't like
is...
how
orient
fast
yourself
that-
properly.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know if they fixed it, but apparently there was buggy issues with summoning players in for help. And he is the hardest motherfucker that you will want to summon people for.
Yeah.
The game was just arbitrarily making it harder.
Yeah.
Just
So it's just like, come on, game.
I think they were having problems with people summoning in because as soon as you would put a fucking soapstone down, like you wouldn't even be like up from the animation of standing back up, and it's like you were being summoned to another world.
what the
Because so many people needed help on that boss fight. Like I was lucky to walk into there and find one fucking summon sign that I walked over and like touched it, and as soon as it disappeared, unable to summon Phantom.
damn.
Because like people were just summoning left and right on
Left
that
and
one.
right. Because you need it. The final boss was a guy I thought I'd fight by myself. Then I went and helped someone else out. I was like, I'm going to call help.
So you actually played the final boss in someone else's world first?
Yes.
Holy
Because
shit.
I wanted to see, like, what the fuck can I do? And then I got taught some shit. He quite
that's
literally
smart.
was like, "Yeah, I beat you." Then his health bar immediately refills, and he changes it up.
He
And I'm like,
feels like a fucking he feels like a Dark Souls version of a fighting game final boss.
"Yeah."
Because like
And that's the first way.
That
That's
sounds
the,
like bullshit.
the
That's the
health bar
first
goes
the
up-
highest order.
the health bar goes all the way down, and it like he explodes and it refills completely. He has like a weapon that he can change to be like any weapon's moveset.
It's a staff. He's using a scimitar and throwing like pyromancies at you. He's casting spells.
Great
he's just
sword.
fighting them with a great sword.
Holy
He's doing
shit.
player shit against you.
Yeah.
And different shit. And then you beat him. Then his health bar completely refills, and he's just like, "Oh yeah, I fight like Lord Gwen now, whatever." And then he's like Lord Gwen like, and then it's just like, oh,
Don't get me wrong, like the whole arena to that place
is fucking dope.
really made like it like to me it felt like Kingdom Hearts.
Nice.
Because it's like a bowl. You've got like the fucking rusted weapons stuck in the ground everywhere. It feels like the Keyblade graveyard.
Huh.
Above you is like a dark sky with like this weird light where something's been ripped open way
Yeah, like
further
the
off.
sun is like eclipsed, and it's like shooting a beam into the horizon downward.
And he's just like this really big armored guy, like the fucking enigmatic knight from
Cool.
Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. And he's just fucking there.
All
It's
the
like-
castle territories are all
fight this
fucked
guy.
up looking around you. Like, it's super silly cool.
Yeah, it feels like the end of the world for Dark Souls. Like this is where the world peters
Like-
out and dies.
Yeah, like,
Damn.
it's really like some The End shit, and you fight him, and he is the fucking hardest man. He's just like, what's up? I mean, he's not as hard as the Nameless King, which, it's funny, it's like, yeah, the Nameless King is still, like, way harder than that guy. Because the Nameless King is like, I don't even give a fuck. He stopped caring, like, a long time ago, and he just started wrecking everyone.
And the fact that when he's on his giant ass mount, it's got one of those moves where it flies up and it'll quite literally fly high enough that you can't rotate your camera to look at it, and then be like jet of fire down that goes out in the fucking
fuck
ring.
that.
So
Well,
I will
it's-
as soon as he flies up, I'm just like and running, and I still get hit by the end of the fucking blast of fire and knocked down for like over half of my health.
That's
That's half
I
of the
can't-
boss fight, man. Is bullshit
I
like
can't
that.
complain enough against stuff like that. That's awful.
I was fighting some guys, and I was thinking, man, if I had a nickel for every time fucking From Software fucked me over, I'd have a lot of money. Or at least I'd have an impressive pile of
That
change.
reminds me of some awesome art I've seen on the game subreddit of Reddit, of course, where they were like, "Yeah, here's my ideas for just alternate characters that you could put in bosses," but they were all awful. They were all like, "What? Why are you're some kind of masochist or something?" They were like 3 different types of mimics: the bonfire mimic, the ladder mimic.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
The ladder mimic one was fucking cool though.
Yeah.
Because it would look like a ladder hanging down, and as soon as you would start to climb it, the ladder would start to retract because it was the thing's tongue.
Yikes.
And it would just fucking catch you, like slurp you up and catch you on the lip and then throw you back down where you were.
I like that one a lot, and I like the other one.
The bonfire mimic?
The bonfire mimic is just bullshit. Like it would be. I could see that being.
It's like
used.
Dark Souls 2 shit, but
Yeah,
worse.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially they're like, and bonfires will be destroyable, so you can like go over and you swing and you destroy the bonfire instead of destroying the mimic. You're like, you know.
But no, the one that's the corpse mimic, where it's just like a corpse next to a tree, but then the corpse is actually the thing's tongue. So it, like the tree splits open, the tongue flies out with the corpse at the end.
Holy shit!
Yeah. And then there was like ones like the Flexile Smelter Demon, which is just
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Because the Flexile Sentry is kind of bullshit until you know how to properly fight him.
Yeah.
But like that with Smelter Demons.
Yeah. Yeah.
God.
Anything with that.
That'd be fucked up. That'd be fucking crap.
It's like having 2 divas.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like having 2 new divas with her fucking like turn off and on defense matrix shit. Jesus.
Oh boy.
Well, thank you folks for joining us today for the beginning of what hopefully will be a new slew of podcasts. For Ordinary Men Who Fight Like Heroes, this has been Chris Fearing.
Drunks and Dragons.
Ballistic Robot.
Next key wolf.
Saying see you next time. Thanks for listening, and remember, go now. There are other worlds than these.